When throwing his clothes in a pile in the street and setting them on fire just won't quite get the sense of utter betrayal that he has bestowed upon you, you need good old-fashioned revenge. You see, the great thing about revenge is that it can go on and on and on, long after the causes of it has long been forgotten. But what is the best way to get revenge? This is the place where ideas like that and so many more get broken down, brainstormed, expanded on, and compiled. This is where theoretical problems are theoretically solved. This is the place where no idea is a bad idea, except bad ideas and no ideas, because the more ideas you have, the more likely you are to hear a good one. Welcome to the Brain Trust. Cassie, Egglord, placeholder, join me in discussing revenge.
Vengeance is the Lord's.
Oh God! Yeah, I called it every single time we let him in.
It's not vengeance if you're just insane.
Yeah, you were holding. How long were you holding on to that? I just want to know, like, honestly.
Almost 5 hours.
Oh, God. that is
dedication to a joke.
Wow.
I'm proud of you.
So that, or you can just trigger the people that irritate you by sending them weird porn.
But my friends do that.
Oh no, but you're doing this to people that despise you.
Yeah, and it especially helps if you send it on their work emails.
Yes.
Yes.
And it turns out they're like a closet white supremacist or something. You just send them black gay porn.
That you send on their iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
You send it on their public Twitter accounts.
I don't know. I think Twitter has policies. You might have to move over to Gab for that.
That's when Twitter was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You can always have Discord.
This is true.
So yes.
What kind of revenge are we talking?
Okay, so let's say a scenario. You get cheated on by your significant other. Breakupable offense. It's like, the last straw or whatever. He doesn't know that you know that he's been cheating. And you absolutely caught him dead to rights. Like, you walked in, he didn't notice. And you went, oh shit, and shut the door and walked out, came back.
Oh. No, see, I wouldn't do that.
No. Let's just say circumstances up until that moment created a perfect set of situation that would make you just kind of be like, okay, I need to walk away. Need to go, I don't know, pick up smoking or something and plot my revenge.
Okay, well,
or vice versa. You
Actually,
come home to a bunch of voicemails on your answering machine because you're one of those weird guys that still has a regular phone, and it's some dude talking to your wife about the other night, and just giving it all out because he has no idea she's married. Or that she has a. Let's stick with not married.
So
let's stick with.
If I found out
girlfriend.
I found out that I had been cheated on. Okay. Well, first off, I would play off that I didn't know, and I'm very good at lying. I could be.
Oh dear!
Just outed yourself, dude. But go on.
Yeah, you did.
She knows. I've told her this from day one, so she knows. But no, I can lie when I need to.
I'm an excellent liar.
Yeah.
I suck at it.
I could be an actor if I wanted to, but no, I would wait until this really important thing, walk up to her, whisper incident here, and then walk away. Now it'd be years later.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I can hold on to revenge, and I can be very calm.
So how do you know it's not going to continue going on the whole time?
I have a very long memory as well. I remember almost everything that happened.
What I'm saying is, if it keeps going on, you got to make it.
I would walk away. like walk, like leave.
Just disappear?
Yeah.
Just like, hey, honey, so you're doing that thing with your girlfriend tomorrow night? Awesome. Great.
Just
And then she comes home and like half the shit's missing.
Yep.
Yeah, just vanish into the night, never to be seen again.
Oh dear.
live in a cabin in the woods, and slowly but surely write your manifesto against all women.
Oh,
there's a reason you're going to be single.
Okay.
And die alone.
And then
I've tried the evil vindictive bitch after I get cheated on. That never works out well for me. Never. So
I can say this though, like under no circumstances do I think that's going to be an issue for us.
no.
Okay, so someone once said after Egglord talks about cult activities for a moment, I wanted to point out.
Let's. I didn't get to the anthrax though. I mean, you got to start dusting every letter that you send out with anthrax.
See, that's called a federal crime.
But it's also revenge.
Pretty sure it's a felony. Okay, well, we are talking about revenge. I'm just not. I don't suggest anybody.
Just take out your anger against society. Be Ted Kaczynski for once.
Oh, here. I
What
could
do you
be.
just do? Send letters to Santa Claus? What the hell's wrong with you, man?
Here's what I would do: is you get somebody very excited, and then you say, "I know you've been fucking around on me," and just grab your shit and leave.
Yeah, that would kind of fuck with me. Well, it wouldn't kind of fuck with me. It would really fuck with me because I'd be so confused.
I know you cheated on me. Sorry.
I would be so confused because I would never do that. Like, what the fuck? You crazy person.
Yeah, I think that when it comes to relationships, I would like to point out that somebody once said the best revenge is a life well lived, or something to that effect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so, like, no, I go with I totally got to go with placeholder on this. Is like, just, oh, hey, so yeah, I paid for a spa date for you and your girlfriends. There you go. Yeah, pack it on off. We'll see you later. And then you just pack everything up and you just go. You're gone. And then a few years later, you see her like walking down the mall. She's got like a kid on each hand, tits sagging down to her belly, gut hanging over, and just like hadn't bathed in 6 days because she's been chasing kids around the house. No offense, Cass. I'm not like trying to rip on moms or anything.
Hey, at least I bathe. Though I have usually children in said shower when I bathe, but still I bathe.
It'd be better if you would also eat because they get all of the food.
Anyway, so yeah, and you're just standing there in your new suit that you just had tailor made, walking out. Your fucking hot ass wife hanging off one arm. Like, oh, how you do? Oh, I see. Never mind. Have a nice life, and walk away. Yeah, you could have had this. You could have been that arm candy.
But what woman really wants to be arm candy?
What woman doesn't?
Me?
Like, seriously, if you got escorted to like a big state dinner or something and you saw all the glamour and glitz of it, you one time and you just be like, okay, I could do this. Yeah, I could do this.
Okay,
I could be arm candy for like fucking gourmet free meals and dancing under the stars, listening to like the top jazz musicians in the world all playing in the background. Seriously.
I mean, okay, I do the makeup for people like that.
So tell me you wouldn't love doing that for a living. Like that's what you're just there to be somebody's arm candy, to look beautiful and be part of the party?
I don't know. I think there's more to a person than just their looks.
No. I'm not saying that there's not. there's more to me than oil pipelines too. You see what I'm saying? If it's your job, it's your job. I'm just saying. If you love doing it.
I mean, I do makeup and I can style people, but I'm as unrefined as they come. Okay.
Fair enough. Yeah, you usually have to go to polishing schools before they'll even let you in the door and those things anyway. Unless you're a millionaire, then it's totally different.
Okay.
I think starting a sex cult would be a good idea, though.
Seriously?
Oh, hell yeah. Do that as revenge. That would be amazing.
Why are we...
Placeholders reading the chat.
I am reading the chat. That is a good idea, Egg. That is hilarious.
Yes, and who is screaming ragdoll?
All right. So revenge at work. Every day, and this is non-applicable to me because I buy my lunch every day. But every day at lunch, you go into the office fridge to get your sandwich out that you left in there this morning when you showed up, and your apple and your soda. And for some reason, your soda is always gone. And you keep an eye out all around the office. You haven't seen anybody drinking it. You don't know. You're starting to get concerned, like, maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I just keep forgetting to bring my soda. And then one day you spot the thief. They don't know you spot them. How do you get revenge?
Poke a hole in the soda and drain it out. Put it back in the fridge.
Oh, no.
No, because when you pick it up, you know it's empty.
No. What you do is you put ghost chili peppers and you have to grind it real fine and put it into the soda. Okay, I'm evil.
Or spit in the soda.
But some people actually enjoy that. Never mind.
You know what you could do? You could put an illegal substance in the soda.
and then
put like 5 hits of acid in that soda. And
then drop an anonymous tip that you think that the person might have been on cocaine or something like that.
No. Drop a couple tabs of acid in there, and then send them to the boss. Let the madness ensue.
I don't know. I think at that point you're crossing the line. It's chemical attack.
So?
Okay. So at what point is revenge not like reciprocal? Like, are we just not allowed to do asynchronous warfare in this idea? It's revenge.
I mean, you could you could go to their desk and determine what's the most important thing that they need to do their job besides their computer. Or you take their mouse.
No.
Take the batteries.
Put a bit of tape. They'll notice if the battery's not there because the weight's different. Put tape on their mouse. Yeah, tape a tiny little piece of paper over the laser sensor, and they'll be sitting there for like 45 minutes.
And if you trim it up, just perfectly and make it look like it belongs there, they may never notice. Like, my mouse isn't working at all.
My other favorite thing is like power off the computer and flip the switch in the back from 150 volts to 220.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dude, you blow every light in that room.
No, it just won't turn on.
Never mind.
It's insufficient
It's
charge.
In the power source?
Huh?
Power source in the computer?
Yeah. You just flip the switch in the power supply. It switches it from US to European standard.
I don't have that switch on my computer.
Not every computer does anymore. That's an old.
So that doesn't really work. But you could.
It does. Trust me. Like, there are government computers that are that old. I've worked on them.
You could throw the power switch on the back of the power source, and it would take them hours to figure out what happened.
No, see, that's why my favorite ones are the ones that have both of those switches, because you flip both of the switches and they only look at the one. It's like, why the fuck won't it work? I need a new power supply. And they wind up getting a new computer, so all I have to do is just go to IT and be like, look at his power supply. And then they and I will have a laugh. So we will laugh at him behind his back.
Babe,
Yes.
we are now not letting you anywhere near my computer.
All kinds of things to your computer, hun. Like, you won't be able to type your own passwords anymore because they'll just change the keyboard format.
This is why you don't fuck with IT guys.
Oh no! He will just have to deal with the brat. It's okay.
Oh no, I can learn Dvorak. It's not common, but I can learn Dvorak.
Oh boy! All right,
Embedding programs in her startup menu. Tiny little codes that I write, just like put like batch files in there that like crash your computer. All I'd have to do is just go in, clear out the folders, and remove the program. It's easy to undo.
Now's that part in the show where we talk about historical acts of revenge. My favorite. My favorite is going to go out to Olga of Kiev.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. You know what? I'm going to let Egglord talk about Olga real quick because that was too quick a response. So, Olga, Egg, tell us about Olga.
Well, she was the Queen Regent of Russia when her husband was murdered. That's why she became regent by one of the local tribes. And what she did was they had been asking to marry for her to marry into the tribe. So I believe one of the things she did was she invited a group of delegates, saying she would entertain a proposal of marriage, and then had them all buried alive. And in another instance,
yeah, they were actually the suitors that they wanted her to marry.
Yeah, the suitors. She buried the suitors alive, or was that the one? Or was it? Yeah, I think it was the suitors that she had buried alive, and the delegates that she had a sauna built for. That she lit on fire. Then she had lit on fire. Barricading them in.
Oh, and it doesn't end there. It doesn't end there. It goes on.
Just don't piss off a woman. That's just it.
You continue this one.
Okay, so she carries on the war against this particular tribe, as well as pretty much every other tribe that ever allied with them, or like called them friends, or like bought halushkis from them. You know, so they. Basically, she lays down the law. And by the time the tribe is like on its knees, politically, socially, they're going into winter. They got no food. They're just like, please, just kill us. Please, will you just kill us, or declare peace? We're sorry. We can't say it enough. She's like, okay. And she's got her army parked outside the city, and she says, "I'll let it all go. I'll forgive everything," because I think between the husband killing and this period, they also tried to kill her son, and that like pushed her over the edge. And so she said, "I'll let it all go if every house turns over a sparrow," or I forget what the local bird was. And and she demanded one for every single household in the city. And they brought her something like 1,200 sparrows or something like that. And then she demanded one for every building in the city. And they brought her like another 800 or something like that. And she said, okay, and we're going to spend the night here, and we'll leave in the morning. So that night she ties sulfur on strings to the sparrow's feet, lights it on fire, and sends them all back home. And then everybody escaping the fire, she either killed or captured and enslaved.
That's what you get for being filthy heathens in a Christian state.
No, that was before the Byzantines moved north.
She had converted to Christianity, and so did her grandson, but not her son.
Was that because that was 10th century? So I guess the Byzantines did move north before that.
It was in a small presence. The majority of the surrounding tribes were all pagan.
Yeah, because she was Kievan, so that would be Kievan Rus. That would definitely be Orthodox. So yeah, that would be Christian. Excellent.
Yeah, I think she's pretty much the earliest ruler they had that was Christian.
Yeah, talk about beating down the heathens.
Deus Vult.
We can always count on you, Egg. Anyway, any other famous revenge stories anyone can think of here? MacArthur coming back?
I was thinking of Augustus literally killing every single conspirator in Julius Caesar's assassination, but
oh yeah.
But there's not too much of a story to be told there, unless you want to go into every single death.
Well, if you really want to go with epic revenge, we could go multi-generational revenge with the story of the Barca family and the Scipio family.
Oh,
a little thing in history called the Punic Wars.
Yep. Oh shit! Good point.
Barcas versus Scipios, round 1. Scipio wins. Barca versus Scipio, round 2. Barca. Like Barca's hitting them from all over the court, and then Scipio wins. That was pretty rough. Just never get into family disputes.
Carthage must burn.
And furthermore, I declare that Carthage must be destroyed. Yeah, thank you, Cato the Elder. We could be on Mars. We could be on Mars right now. Do you know what screwed the Carthaginians over? Is they were using mass production to manufacture their ships, and as a result, they had labeled the locations and joints of all the pieces that they were mass producing. So when the Romans captured a ship, all they had to do was take it apart, copy the pieces, and put them back together the way they had been labeled in the first place. Any idiot can do it, and that's why Carthage used that method. That method didn't reemerge until 2,000 years later. It's called the Industrial Revolution, but that was a different situation. Yeah, Carthage had all that shit. They had mass production. They had assembly lines. They had interchangeable parts. They had that like back in, what was it, 1500 BC?
I guess child sacrifice is an acceptable loss when you're modernizing ahead of everyone else.
All the history that we have of Carthage comes to us from the Romans, who literally hated Carthage with every fiber of their being. Like, they used the term Hannibal is at the gates to scare their children to bed for 1,000 years. Hannibal was the boogeyman. He was like Alexander in Persia.
Imagine being so terrified of a single man.
Yeah, that for 1,000 years you're going to scare your children to bed with stories of them.
Well, doesn't that sound like every Mexican family in the world? Sorry.
Maybe.
It's funny because it's true.
Baba Yaga.
La Llorona.
Chupacabra.
El cucuy. The cucuy. El cucuy.
They come up with the craziest shit, man. You don't even know.
Hey, but as long as you don't call us a Spaniard, any other thing other than Mexicano, you're good.
And the thing that they'll like, you know,
Chupacabra doesn't even go after children, though. Chupacabra just goes after your fucking goats.
I know, but that's a terrifying thing to a goat herder.
No. You tell your kids that you're going to call them and to come and kill them. Like La Llorona, her husband cheated on her, so she took her, and this is actually really funny as it's a true story, is she drowned herself and her 2 kids in the river because he cheated on her.
Funny.
And we tell our kids La Llorona, which is the crying woman who's crying for her children, is going to come and drown them if they don't go to bed.
Yeah. Oh, what they tell little boys, what the men tell little boys, the monsters that they make up will do to them, always involves biting your pecker off. Every freaking time. It's always about your dick.
Yep.
It's always something terrible. If you go out in the middle of the night, someone's gonna bite your dick off every fucking time.
If you keep playing with your dick, it's gonna fall off.
It's gonna fall off.
We are evil.
You'll grow warts on your hands.
Oh, and they'll tell you stories about people that they knew that no longer have dicks. I mean,
yep.
We're taught this shit.
This is part of childhood upbringing in like southwestern United States and Mexico. It's just
Midwest too.
I don't know. It's in 2 languages down there. So
yeah.
It's funny because the white kids all hear variations of it that are a lot different, and the Mexican kids, wow, what they hear is just it's scary. It's really scary. Like they terrorize their children.
We are evil. I admit that.
My parents pulled some crazy crap, but they didn't tell me the kind of crap that some of the Mexican guys would tell me.
Oh no, I was told by my abuela that like if I didn't listen that the La Cucuy was going to come and steal my soul. Like, and then kill my family.
Oh yeah. Oh, when it's not biting your pecker off, it's eating your soul.
Yep.
Yes, exactly. And then you're afraid of your abuela, period, because that woman is crazy.
Yeah. Yep.
Listen, if you don't behave, Boogeyman's gonna come and take your fucking ass to hell.
Oh, see, you had a kid like me who'd go to the Catholic Church and everything and be like, really?
Aww.
Yeah. Yeah, Roman Catholicism is all about fear. I'm telling you.
I got in trouble for talking about that at school when I was in 5th grade. I'm like, because me and one of my classmates were talking about it because I didn't quite understand a certain aspect of it. You can't love and fear something at the same time. Like, you can't compel me to love something. You know, and to say that thing also must be feared just made no sense to me.
Well, I think that the fear aspect comes from people trying to use religion to control people. I think that's that giveaway, and that's why I hate Roman Catholicism. But that doesn't mean I'm not Catholic.
No, and then you get taught that you can do whatever the fuck you want, and all is forgiven.
Yeah, that's also kind of bullshit. You have to live a good life, or I will not forgive you. And we're actually speaking about revenge. So yeah, not all is forgiven. That's not the way life works. Speaking
Praise
of
the Lord.
Revenge. How would you all this stuff coming out about all these Catholic priests right now?
What I would do to those people
Hold on.
Not suitable to be put on air.
What would be a suitable revenge for the people that would fall within justice? And then let's talk about what we daydream.
I vote for let's put them in prison and put them in general population and let everybody in prison know what they did.
You see, that would be a thing to do. But when you look at it, that's not a bad idea, by the way.
I would require excommunication under threat of removing tax benefits.
Oh no, I think we should do that immediately.
I would say, look, either you excommunicate these priests, or we're removing your tax-free status. Period.
And you give us every single document that we need.
Yeah, because they committed crimes against people and they used the church as a cover. So right now, if you don't want to be investigated as a criminal enterprise, you need to work with us. And I know there's I'm all for separation of church and state, but the Roman Catholic Church has gone too far. And it's enough that they have a pope.
I still vote for, let's put them in general population and tell all the people in prison what they did and watch what happens.
The Hatfields didn't do nothing. The McCoys didn't do nothing. That was a great, what was it, 30 years of revenge over a stolen horse or some shit? You kill my pig, I'm going to hate you and kill all your family.
That's just West Virginia, man.
No, it was in Huck Finn, too. That was actually one of my favorite parts of Huck Finn, was watching this crazy, stupid people that thought they were so civilized acting like total fucking idiots. Like, they're supposed to be the best people that Huck runs into, but in all reality, they're probably the worst. And that includes the two con artists. What was it? The King and the Squire or whatever.
I think so, yeah. But I haven't thought about that book since high school.
I don't forget things easily. Anyway. So yeah, long-term feuds. I think that's the problem with revenge, is that they cause long-term feuds.
Well, see, if we bring it back to what we were saying earlier, because we should feud with the church. Everybody should feud with the church. Like,
why? Like, I'm honestly all for prosecuting the criminal and telling the church you cannot offer them sanctuary and retain tax-free status, let alone not be investigated as a criminal enterprise.
Well, because feuding with the church is a way that we can also, like, shame people into leaving the church. Because if you're still a Catholic, you should be ashamed. You should absolutely be ashamed.
You need to specify, because the Eastern Orthodox don't do all that shit. We don't have a pope.
If you are a Roman Catholic.
There you go. Thank you.
The Orthodoxies are no better.
What? The Orthodox? They don't diddle little boys. I'll give you that. They're allowed to be married.
Well, yeah, Protestants are just as bad as well, but that's an entirely different thing. But no, if you're a Roman Catholic, you should be ashamed. You should leave the church, and you should take all your money away, and you should watch them die.
Protestant is a broad term. There's some pretty decent Protestant groups and some pretty I
don't know. I think the
Southern Baptists kind of freak me out, dude.
Yeah, they do.
The Mormons have a big issue. The Mormons have a massive issue.
I don't think that the Mormons are actually Christian so much as I don't think they're Protestants. Okay, they're Christians, but they're Protestant. They're not Protestants. They're Mormon. It's a whole nother category. The Protestants broke from the Catholics because I don't know. It's probably the same reason that the Orthodox aren't Catholics.
And the Mormons broke from the Protestants.
I thought the Mormons just came out of a made up golden book from the desert or some shit.
Yeah, but it's because
no, it was from Southern New York. That's the weird thing.
Yeah, it's because the prophet John Smith, I think is his name, was in trouble with the church.
He was a con man, right?
Yeah, he was in trouble with the church. One of his cons went south.
You all right?
Who?
Placeholder.
What do you mean?
I think we lost. He just said one of his cons went south and he went dead.
Yeah.
Was there more to that?
Well, one of his cons went south, so he went out into the woods and made up this story about finding these golden plates that only he could see and only he could read.
Sorry.
That's all right. There was once this guy who went out into the desert.
Yes, he had to read them out of a hat.
Oh yeah, I remember that part. I saw the South Park's Cliff's Notes.
The South Park Cliff Notes of that and Scientology is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yes, Scientologists actually believe that's...
That's my favorite part of the episode.
No, my favorite thing about that episode was the copy of itself that it spawned. When it talked about Nambla and
yes,
the cult that killed Chef.
Yes.
And it's like, this is what the Super Adventure Club actually believes. Anyway.
Hold up, Nambla. Are we talking about the National Association of Marlon Brando lookalikes?
Yes, we are.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was part of the episode, actually.
As long as it's not the other Nambla, I'm okay.
Yeah, the other Nambla is fucked up, man. I thought that was a joke. I honestly thought it was a South Park joke for the longest time. I was really horrified. How do you get revenge on Nambla?
String them up by their heels.
But
can't you just put them on a boat and like push them off? Like let's say in North California in the Pacific Ocean, and you give them like 2 gallons of gas and enough food for 3 days and a fishing rod and like a water purifier or something like that, and you're just like, look, you just can't come back to the U.S.
Well,
okay. Do that because they're American citizens.
Yeah, but if you push them off that side, there are other countries there.
They're not very close.
It doesn't work.
And they won't return alive, at least.
They're really, really far away. And yeah, they're more likely to get like kidnapped by pirates. Oh, that's what you do. That's what you do. No. You have them.
Send them to Somalia and put them on a mission where you know they'll be kidnapped.
Exactly. No, not Somalia. I was thinking like the Philippine human trafficking pirates.
Let's go send them to Salvador. El Salvador. Let's just send them to Salvador.
Yeah, let's put them on the front lines against the guerrilla forces in El Salvador.
Yes, let's do that. Sounds great.
Give them a 6-week introductory boot camp. Hand them a rifle and be like, if you can bring me back 16 left ears on the chicken wire, then you will be allowed your freedom.
Yeah, they won't be able to do that.
Yeah. Here's some of that paint to make your face different colors, like green and orange and blue and shit. You'll look fabulous. That'll be great. They'll see you a mile off and be like, "Oh, he's so fabulous," and they won't even know.
They want to be your friends.
I'm not trying to disparage gay people. I apologize if anybody thinks that I'm comparing gay people to pedophiles, but no, pedophiles just need to be like, send them to El Salvador and tell them if you can collect 13 left ears, 15 left ears. That's a good number. 15 left ears from guerrilla terrorists. You can have your freedom.
Technically, pedophilia is okay. If you do not act on your urges and you are in a place away from children and do not bother anybody, I'm okay. The moment you touch a child, all hell breaks loose.
The moment you even go near one.
I honestly
wouldn't knowingly.
No, I think you need therapy, and I think, look, I'm totally okay with saying people can be born gay. I'm totally okay with people. Like, you can feel like you belong in a male's body and you're a woman, or vice versa. I'm okay with, like, I'm accepting of all of that. Like I'm totally down. Okay. You don't have to. I don't have to virtue signal and tell you, I think you're beautiful, because I really don't. But the bottom line is, that's not an adult. They're not capable of making their own decisions. That's rape, and you need therapy. You need to be changed. You need to be medicated. You need to be stuck in shock therapy. I don't care, whatever it takes to get you to stop looking at children and thinking, "Oh, I'd like to hit that." No, you don't.
There's actually
that's a child.
At least forced interned therapy. Indefinite.
Here's what I would do with that.
If it wasn't outlawed, I'd argue for lobotomies.
Well, and the other thing is
if you can actually talk to them, they're more useful. What you can do is you can sequence their genes, and you can figure out if they have any markers that would create a situation wherein they would be predisposed to this behavior. Because some behavior is
I don't think it can be genetic. I think that pedophilia is for people that have such low self-esteem that they have to go looking for people that are incapable of defending themselves from an adult.
Dolphin. 30% of our behaviors, 30 or 40% of our personality, which is behaviors and how we are, is genetic. Not only from a purely biological standpoint, where like our brain and all that stuff, but we're talking there are specific genes that express in such a way that it can create behaviors. So
I'm not unwilling to accept that.
I remember at one point reading that there's a higher likelihood with pedophiles than the common populace to have experienced concussive trauma to the head in childhood.
I've heard that about serial killers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that too.
And also that learning disorders, severe learning disorders, but that's a different subject.
But no, what we could do is sequence their genes, figure out what is misfiring in their brains, and create a vaccination that renders them not only sterile but impotent.
Well, they already have a vaccination that makes them sterile.
Oh yeah, no.
I don't think it's a vaccination. I'm pretty sure
they can't act.
Pretty sure it's a treatment, not a vaccination.
I know it's the same thing.
An injection.
You know what I mean?
An injection of hot lead to the forehead.
I would say liquid tungsten.
But no, what that vaccination does, I'm calling it that on purpose, because there would be a version of it that would remove the gene
from the gene pool. Yeah, but then you have to identify them all, and now you're talking about eugenics. Like, I was getting pretty dark.
What kind of revenge are we talking?
I thought
you wanted.
That's revenge. Like, I thought it was getting dark with lobotomies, man.
Oh no, I'm talking
eugenics to remove. Actually, honestly, Tim asked us a philosophical question about a month ago. He said, "Is there any situation in which eugenics would have a valid argument?"
This actually is one of those points.
I think that if you could show in trial after trial after trial that this specific gene is what caused people to have that tendency, I would be all for eradicating that gene.
You'd compromise your principle of the integrity of the human genome and all that stuff.
Hold on. Did I say that I believe in the integrity of the human genome? No, I said I don't believe in eugenics. I don't believe it can ever be good. I believe there's good things to be coming out of gene sequencing and learning about genetics. And yeah, like if you can figure out a way to sequence me so that I'm, Wolverine meets Captain America, I'm down, dude. Let's go. Let's do it. Yeah.
That'd be cool, but I don't think we could do that just yet. I'm talking.
I don't even need the claws, like just the healing factor and.
But no, like, you want intergenerational revenge. How about you just salt the earth?
Look, we've already talked about Roman Carthage today.
But that's what Alexander did when Sparta told him basically to fuck off.
No. That's what Rome did after they finally got through the walls of Carthage.
Yeah. Happened a couple times throughout Greek and Roman history.
I think that's
irrevocably alter the human genome in such a way that people like that will never exist again as revenge on people like that.
Yeah, I could see it definitely be a solution, but I'd also like to catapult them somewhere.
How catapult?
Like trebuchet, large trebuchet. Just
Launch them like okay. What we do is we kill them.
No. Hold on. There's
and we launch their dead bodies
There's this
into
place in Pennsylvania called Boulder Lake. It's beautiful. It's like this old lake bed that is just the lake's dried up, and all that's left are all these boulders. So what we have is like how they have pumpkin chunkin', right? We have pedo chunkin'.
Yes.
And people build giant trebuchets to launch convicted. Hold on, only convicted pedophiles who have assaulted a child. I'll give you that one. And you get points, or if they live, they get years off of their sentence based on how many feet they went.
I vote for this hole in Hiko. A very large hole in Hiko.
I know where a well is.
No, the hole in Hiko is very deep and awesome.
Oh, I know. You'll never find the body.
No. I don't even know how many bodies are in there.
So, there was a story that I caught a while ago, a couple of years ago. This guy, his sister went missing, and he was really concerned about her because she had just started college like a few months before, and she'd gone kind of wild, like they do sometimes, and so he was worried about her, and he started looking for her about 24 or 48 hours after she went missing. And he talked to her friends and found out who she'd been around, and went and talked to them and found out who they'd last seen her with, and kind of trailed it all the way to the end, and talked to the police, and the police finally went and investigated, and they said, well, we don't have enough evidence, we can't get a warrant, this and that and the other. This is we can't really tell you what we're thinking, but all we can tell you is that we don't have enough evidence to continue the case. So, dude had his suspicions. The police had their suspicions, but they couldn't really move it forward. And what he did is he called the guy up that he thought, and he talked him into coming out and having a discussion with them about his sister and her stuff, and like some of the things that she had left behind. And this guy had pretended like he wanted to be her boyfriend or whatever, and there were some things that he wanted to give to him, thought he might like, and all this other. He gets him out to this gazebo. He's just like, just tell me one more time. And then his buddy shows up, and like they corner this guy in the gazebo and like basically force him into a confession. And they call the police, and they're like, yep, we got it all on tape. Fucking dude murdered my sister. I was gonna kill him. I decided to do this instead. So I think that was a really good revenge. Because I mean that shows infinite patience. I don't think I could have done it. I honestly don't know if I could have done it. Like maybe with my sister, but like my wife, nah. No, guy, dude would have been dead. I've been like, you don't need a warrant. I'm gonna give you probable cause right now. I'm gonna go kill him. You'll have access to the apartment after I'm done. You can lock me up, but I'm gonna go kill him. You sound like you have something to say, Cassie.
Well, okay. I can understand the fact that wanting to kill somebody because I'm like trying to think, like for me, there's only one person besides my actual sister who's 12. I could see me really doing something like that when it comes to a person.
Not your kids?
Well, my kids, but that's a given. My kids, I would be.
Oh, no, never mind. It's a Pink Floyd fallacy.
Yeah, I'm like, my kids, hell, somebody touched my kids and they got off with it. I would be sitting in front of the fucking courthouse ready to kill them. And I would not think twice. You know?
Yeah,
that is something most people would be willing to go to jail for.
Yeah, no, you
Myself
wait.
included.
You wait
Included.
until they're acquitted, and then you gun them down on the courthouse steps. Just to make the point. It's like you might have gotten away with this, but you ain't getting away with this.
No, see, what I would do is I would have to be like Batman level rich to do this, by the way.
All right, let's get daydreamy here. Come on.
Okay.
I would strategically position a massive crew of people to integrate themselves into his life and take over. Then, what I would do is I would instruct that team to begin to make him question his sanity.
Oh, so you're talking about like the game levels of deception.
Oh yeah. No, you're gonna go crazy before you do anything else. Like you're crazy and then you're dead.
That's actually really, really good. I like get him to throw himself off of a building in despair.
Yeah. And I would have them only do simple things that wouldn't be ordinarily noticed until they are. And it's like, how long has that been there?
If I was in the right mood when it happened, I might be willing to like spend the rest of my life just pulling nonstop pranks on the dude. Like
I would
every day that he pulls into work, you like go in with a forklift and move his car to the other parking lot and fill it with shaving cream. And then paint it with mustard like every day.
Well, it depends on how much you hate the guy. Like, obviously enough to get revenge, but like, just do simple things. Revenge does not have to be extravagant, and subtle revenge is the best.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so you don't move his car to the other side of the parking lot. You move his car to the top of the little pavilion that sits over the parking lot. That people get shaved. Yeah. People look at it and they're like, "How did that get up there?" Like, I don't know. I think it was a forklift. What?
It's a glitch. How'd that car get up there? It's a glitch.
It's a glitch in the Matrix. You just pick up the car on one end, and then you turn the forklift so that it flips over.
Well, but there's certain people you really couldn't do that, Jay.
No, you're talking about everyday pranks, though. Like, when he's away from home, you break into his house and you put food dye in all his shampoos.
Why food dye? That doesn't dye very well.
All right. Well, then you get like some clothing dye or something, like something hardcore.
I would.
Pure Sharpie ink.
Oh, I have that. Oh, and then you cover his entire bed with a spirit gum. Goodbye.
Underwear.
Oh no. And this is the best. You take Saran wrap. You guys are gonna love this one. Take Saran wrap. You go into the bathroom and you lift up the toilet seat and you put Saran wrap over the bowl, just the bowl, not the seat. You put it over the bowl and you pull it tight so that there's no wrinkles or anything in it, right? And then you put the seat back down and you put the lid down on top of that and you make sure it's not like hanging off the side where it looks like, you could tell it's there. And then when he goes to sit down and take a shit, it just like right into that, you can't see it. It just looks like an open hole. You're getting it now, aren't you? You're picturing it.
Oh no, I'm familiar with that prank.
Yeah.
But no, I wouldn't I would tell them what to say to subtly fuck with this guy's sanity until the point where he either completely loses his mind and just catatonic, I'm done, or he dies. But you psychologically torture people to death. That's the best revenge because you don't touch them. You just fuck with their head.
No, you could run all kinds of social experiments at the same time. You could have them running a Groundhog Day experiment. Have the radio play the same thing every single morning at the same exact time when his alarm goes off. Just fuck with them. It'll be I can see that. That would be a great revenge. See how he reacts after like 3 days of the same thing.
Imagine the science we could learn.
Yeah, imagine what we could get out of this.
Mm.
Too bad there are such things as ethical review boards.
Damn it.
Science does not suit your revenge needs.
Well, hold on. Let's be 100% honest. At the end of World War II, we found out that science is perfectly happy to accept data that was collected in an obscene way, as long as it was legit data, and the people using it didn't do it.
Oh yeah, no, I completely agree.
Yeah, I mean, look at what was his name, Dr. Mendeleev or
Mengele.
Mengele. Yeah. And the guy from Japan that was doing all those experiments that got to be an American citizen.
Site 731 or Area 731?
No, it was I think Site 773 or Site 43 or something like that. Yeah, we were perfectly happy to. Hey, Von Braun, come on over. Show us how you're making those rockets you killed all our buddies with. So, Unit 731.
31, yeah.
Unit 731, that's what it was.
But yeah, I mean, medical science is willing to take what it gets, as long as it doesn't get it directly. As long as it's like, if you forego the ethical review board and take good notes, and then they punish you later, they're not going to throw your notes in the fire. You'll be like, well, you took really good notes. And it does teach us a lot about how to catapult pedophiles.
I have a question relating to the main topic.
What's that?
What is the best way to get revenge on a close family member?
Ooh.
How close?
How serious?
Parent to sibling.
And how serious
offense?
An offense are we talking here?
Sorry.
Well, I mean, should we take it to Fredo levels of betrayal?
Yeah, I don't think we need to go to Fredo, right? Adult siblings. What did your brother bang your girlfriend or something?
Ooh.
Let's start there, yeah.
Oh
okay.
Boy.
All right. Here's what you do.
Shit, what if your dad did the same thing?
Oh.
Ooh.
That's a little rough.
Okay, I have a question about said girlfriend.
Well, I think the best revenge is letting him have that bitch.
Yeah.
Ew, no.
I'm sorry. Like, if you're gonna be like, if you're a woman and you're with a guy and you start banging his dad, like, where's your self-esteem? Where's your self-esteem? Where is it? Where did it go? What happened to the little girl you used to be?
What in your life fucked you up enough to make this conscious decision?
Who hurt you, honey?
Who hurt you? Like, I'm sorry, the best revenge is letting the dad have her. Like, no. Oh, and by the way, Mom's on the phone. She wants to talk to you real quick.
Yeah. See, what you could also do. Okay, so let's say let's say that the situation where your brother is taking your girlfriend from you has occurred. Okay, you're gonna have to hurt yourself a little bit. Not terribly, but it's gonna be really irritating. Because what you're gonna do is you're gonna get itching powder. You're gonna put it in his boxers and a little bit in yours, enough to make it look convincing that you also got something from her. You keep doing that until it figures out. No, it's not her. It's me, as in him. And then make her go get tested for all kinds of things that you might have given him, and completely ruin both of their sex lives for about 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could totally just no, that would be wrong. I was gonna tell her, say you could totally just tell her that she has something, and then go to your dad and be like, did she tell you? You should talk to her.
My!
But no, like if that's not true, then you definitely you're crossing the line there, I think. No, implying it is certainly fun, and not quite crossing the line.
Okay, so revenge knows no bounds.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what are we, women?
All things are on the table.
Hey, I am a woman, but there's a point where I'm like, no. Yeah.
I'm totally joking. I am the chauvinist of the group, by the way. Those of you who haven't picked up on that. And I've spent the past 3 days listening to Bill Burr podcasts. So
shit. Yeah, that explains a lot.
My apologies. He really is one of my heroes, though. He's a great guy.
I just want to understand the woman who would sleep with her boyfriend's brother or dad, because I won't even date. Dad. I won't even date. If I dated a guy, I wouldn't even date his friend. No. There's just no. Ew, no.
The lovely Mia. Yeah. No, I love the way he laughs. He's like, It's not really a laugh. It's like a stutter. That's just getting inverted or something. It's hilarious. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm interacting with the chat here.
Mm-hmm.
Dolphin becomes the count.
1, 2.
No, please. I've had to watch that today. No, bad.
Took you a while, didn't it? You just didn't even catch that reference? Okay, we're going to move on. So, by the way, you can catch us. We're the Brain Trust. We're here every single Wednesday night at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we just brainstorm all kinds of weird stuff about whatever topic we come up with until Cassie's bomb explodes, and then we all go home. You hear it? You hear the bomb?
I swear, any second now it's gonna go off.
It's gonna go off, yeah.
It's like one of those old-timey supervillain,
somebody
alarm clock bombs.
I'd just like to point out, by the way, if anybody does go through YouTube and do the what do they call them, the closed captions for this, we're totally getting banned.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've been talking about bombs and Muslims, and I've been a chauvinist the whole time. Holy shit, we're getting banned, man.
Yeah, I literally just...
Feminists are coming for me, and...
I literally suggested becoming the fucking Unabomber, so...
Yeah. Okay, you advocate... Oh my god, this is the worst subject.
Oh yeah?
Did you really think about it? This is the subject line that's going to get us in trouble.
Hey, the best revenge is the revenge you gain against society.
Yes.
The best revenge will be this video getting captioned and not banned, and we can send shots of it to Alex Jones and be like, yeah, bitch.
Careful, guys.
We're still on.
Got shut down immediately for talking about that.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, does it help that I'm making fun of him? So Twitter will be like, "Oh, he's on their side." Oh, wait, no, it's YouTube. My bad.
Mm-hmm.
I'm preaching the right kind of hate.
Right.
Does YouTube really know the right kind of hate?
YouTube is the right kind of hate. Seriously, YouTube is hate.
YouTube is like war without the blood or the smell or like the infrastructure destruction.
No, it's just the reek of hypocrisy.
Yeah. YouTube is kind of like, I don't know, it's like the Crusades all over again. It's great. It's wonderful. It's brilliant. And if you're really smart, you can make a lot of money at it. See? Just like the Crusades.
international. We just need to start an international banking cartel that has the power to lend mass amounts of monies to entire kingdoms.
In the form of paper?
In the form of paper.
And we'll, of course, get them to exchange their gold for this paper, right?
Of course. Why wouldn't we?
Okay. I mean, we have to have something to back the paper. And it's not like
gold for them.
Exactly. So, and now they have this paper. And it's paper, dude. It's nothing like the gold. I'm sorry, I can't do this anymore. Okay. Final revenge request. How do you gain revenge on the Federal Reserve for 100 years of deflating our currency to the point where we now own, when we go to work, we earn 2% of what our great-great-great-grandparents earned when they went to work 110 years ago?
Okay, so I actually have a serious comment about that. Just because we're earning 2% does not mean our standard of living has gone down or has not increased, because that's the same thing.
No, I'll give you that. It's just the difference between buying a house in 2 years versus buying a house in 50 years.
Yeah, but that also speaks to a much different complexity of society. If you can buy a house with 2% of what your ancestors made, you're doing pretty good.
The purchasing power is what I'm referring to. The inflation. See, because that 98% didn't disappear. It disappeared into somebody's pockets. Inflation is theft, man. It's like
I know, but you know what the best revenge is going to be taking out the globalists because of their banking schemes.
I think the best revenge against the Federal Reserve would be remunerating the debt.
I think the best revenge would just be auditing it.
Oh, no. That would be the greatest way to terrify them. No, we got to get them back after that. Anyway. I think we could just... Here's what we do. We come in the building, all sides, right? And we blockade the exits. And we put out constant alarms. Yeah,
you hear that
kind of stuff. Banging, knocking.
Do you hear that? Do you hear that? That's the police knocking on our door.
I didn't do anything, I swear.
No, and you just have the announcements going up. We have an indictment for so and so and so and so and so and so. We're coming to get you. And just floor by floor, you just go up and you keep making these announcements. But you make the announcement on all the floors, and you make sure that they have plenty of windows to jump out of on the top floors before you get there. So you just slowly come up and you get the camera crews all lined up. You make this a televised event so you can do it on pay-per-view, make some money. You know what I'm saying?
You Dead Man Wonderland.
Hey, look, I'm a capitalist. But in the end, you sell tickets, you get people popcorn, we all get to sit on the streets and take bet. Oh, that's another. You could run Vegas odds on it. Who's gonna jump? Who's gonna get arrested? Yeah. It'll be beautiful. Anyway, with that, anybody got any closing ideas? Any closing statements? Anyone?
Subtlety is best.
What was that?
Subtlety is best.
Yes. I can agree with that.
Revenge is the Lord's. All right. What are y'all doing? This is supreme arrogance, man.
Okay. I don't know. Cassie? Any final words on revenge?
My biggest thing is the quiet ones usually the worst ones. Just saying.
Very, very good advice. Yes. Oh, and I'm going to stick with my original statement of the best revenge is a life well lived. So go out and live a good life. And thank you all for joining us tonight on the Brain Trust. We're here every Wednesday night at 11 p.m. Catch the debate show on Friday nights at 9 p.m. when we have topics ready. Anyway, this is it. I'm Dolphin Radio, and I'll talk to you all later.